Hi, welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids with me, Khat Hansen, your host.
Hi everyone, it's me, Khat. Thank you for listening to Understanding Conscious Cryptids. Today's lesson is going to be about the Maracoche. The Maracoche are a type of Sasquatch being that live in Central and South America. These guys are really big and don't have that great a temper. I also want to compare or add along with these guys the Mono Grande, which is another type of unknown primate. Now the Mono Grande to me actually seem closer to the Sasquatch beings that we have up here in North America, and that a few people are familiar with interacting with. These guys, I'm going to put some links, in this, and also some photos so that you guys can compare and see what I'm talking about. But the Mono Grande tend to have the more humanoid type footprint than do the Maracoche. Although the Maracoche to me remind me of almost like the Almas, of Russia and the Caucasus Mountains. These guys are really interesting to me because there's quite a bit of interaction that has gone on in the past up to the present as well with the indigenous peoples that live in the area. The Maracoche have a familiarity thing going on where people have seen them, they're used to them, they know that they have their own villages and they know to stay away from them. Although there are certain people out there that do deal with them, just like Native American tribes here have dealt with the Sasquatch people here for years and years. So that, in one respect, is interesting to me. In another is the Mono Grande, and these guys are smaller. They're usually right around the 4.5 to 5 foot mark. And if you look at their footprints, these guys tend to have the more humanoid footprint. It is very small. It's proportionate to their size. And I believe from my own personal experience with these guys that they are more intelligent than the so-called Stayama of the North American continent. Also, too, the Mono Grande, I really want to promote these guys as Dr. Deloy's ape. I believe that these are what Dr. Deloy was speaking of when he came across the male and female of these Mono Grande. And I do believe that's what they were. I don't believe they were spider monkeys. They don't look like a spider monkey to me. This coming from a person who worked down there for 20 years. These guys just do not look like spider monkeys. Even though that's what the professional world wants to tout them as, they are definitely not spider monkeys, because I have never seen a spider monkey act the way that these two were reportedly to have done. They were very hyper aggressive and up to slinging their own feces and chasing. Most monkeys, per se, will scatter the moment you fire a shot. They're done. They leave. They just do not have any type of bravery to their skill set. That being said, the Mono Grande are the type that they are curious and they will go to investigate, and if you are on their territory, it has been said that they will physically attack you, and that seems to be what Dr. Deloy encountered when he encountered this species of primate. Now, the Mono Grande will attack you as well But these guys are big. They're big like our Steyama are. They're 7 foot and above. Don't have very good handle on their emotions. Very, very volatile. When I worked down there, I was told constantly to stay out of the jungles at night because they were there walking through the jungles, and they had no inhibitions about taking females for whatever their needs. And I guess you can get my drift by that. Whereas the Mono Grandes, I was told, do not come after human women that way. They're not interested in us at all. So there's a major difference right there between the Maracoche and the Mono Grande. They're very opposite ends of the spectrum. But both of these guys use tools. And by tools, I'm talking spears, sticks, and rocks. So these guys are making use of their environment quite well. They do not have the temperament, either one. I want to make that clear. Either species does not have the temperament for dealing with humans. So that's kind of like a calling card for these guys, as well as the fact that they're either dark black or they're red. There's no in between. I've been told many, many times that they seem to come across them predominantly with the red in them, streaks of red or solid red. And as everyone knows, I say over and over and over again that red ones are not to be dealt with. Steyama, red means run. I always say that. My kids are like, red means stop. And I'm like, no, red means run. Run. Get away from it as fast as you can. So I want everyone to know that. They seem to have, the Maracoche seem to have some type of language. Not familiar with it. And they do make the same hoots and whoops that I'm so familiar with, and many, many people who interact with Bigfoot beings are familiar with. You hear them at night and they're whooping, making out these long, lonely calls. These guys seem to do the same thing. The Mono Grande does not do that. However, it's known for stealth and just attacking out of nowhere. And I kind of get the idea from people that when they're doing this hooting and hollering, they are actively, or can be actively, surrounding you. They're very antagonistic towards humans, and even more so down there if you encroach upon their territory. So I just wanted to let people know that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Steyama, Oma are not alone here on this side of the planet. If anybody ever tells you, well, what do they have in Mexico? You can pop right up and say, well, they have the Mono Grande or they have the Maracoche, and either one of these guys is very well known down there. They're known for their scariness. That's not a word I understand, but it's what I'm going to say because they are very frightening, when you encounter either one of these guys, because they obviously don't want to be bugged. Humanity to them is a plague, so they want to be left alone. And then you throw in that intelligence, that hyper intelligence, and then it gets scary. It gets downright scary. So it can make for some really good interactions, or it can make for some really bad interactions. I think that we need to have more people from down in Central and South America kind of clue us in as to if there is anybody that they know of that interacts with these guys. Because when I worked down there, I was familiar with a lady who would take them out food and then just drop it off. She didn't stick around. And she said that she had been doing that for years to them, so that way they would leave her home area and her garden alone. So bribery, yes. Blackmail, a form of it. So I really would like to hear from anybody that does know what's going on with these guys down there, because like I said, they're very fascinating to me in the fact that they do use tools, they do use weapons, and they're one of those types of beings that will automatically declare warfare on humans, which, as everybody knows, most animals do not. Well, that's my lesson for today. If you have any questions, please give me a call or drop me a line. By call, I mean let me know on Facebook. You can PM me. If you need me, you can send me an email at understandingconsciouscryptids.com at gmail.com, or you can just send it here and I'll get it. Send me a message here. Or if you have any other questions that you can't seem to locate me for, Facebook's always a good one, and so is the emails that I gave you. I want to say a quick thank you to my Patreon patrons, because without them I don't think I would still be doing this. I know that they're very specific about the lessons that they want, and they want me to keep teaching, and I do appreciate that. So I want to give a big shout out to everyone who does donate to my cause. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a great week ahead.